Midlife does not announce weakness with a siren.
It shows up when you avoid the floor.
Take the elevator.
Skip the game.
Or pretend that back tightness is normal.
Today we're talking about the strength that keeps your world from shrinking. Only on Mornings in the Lab.
Good morning, nation. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Your live morning show for real talk, motivating content, and big conversations. We got Jimmy on the buttons, and of course, we got our very own producer, Neiman, out there making sure the words sound as good as I look this morning. We got Dwayne and Rico doing the fucking arm wrestle for who's going to own the baby boomer token. He is toothless and proud. His name, Matt Roof. Our very own Dr. John Petricelli, our resident bullshit professor. Brianna, you're always teaching me, man, every single Tuesday. Nation, you will not find this kind of knowledge anywhere on the planet to start your day other than Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. What is up, nation? Coffee up, excuses down. Let's get after it. Good morning, everybody. It is a Wednesday, August 12th, and this is show 311111111. Yeah. What a shaking, everybody. Get up and get after it. Today's the day. The sky is running two shows. Yes, so a solar eclipse apparently is crossing the Arctic and Europe this afternoon. Yeah, here in Winnipeg, we're going to get a small total eclipse of my heart. Hey, a little bit of Bonnie Tyler out there for my buddy Mike Sullivan out there in California. What's going on, Sully? Good morning, Sullivan. Good morning, Holroyd. Good morning, Dwayne Whitaker. What is shaking, everybody? Hey. Tonight, the Perseid media shower peaks under a moon in the sky. One moon, two shows. Today, what do you need TV for? What do you need doom scrolling for? All you got to do is look up in the sky. Yeah, 12 hours apart. The morning loop this morning is your reminder to stop just lying there. Just stop living every day with your head down. Yeah, so hey guys, look up today. Today's the day I want you to look up, or at least, very least, look in your mirror. Hey Jimmy, was my camera stuck there in the middle? I don't know. So guys, I'm a little frustrated this morning. The news is shot. Yeah. Well, I don't know what the news, but I was like, what are we talking about this morning, Jimmy? Anyways, I got some bad news. Jimmy, I didn't tell you this morning. It's bad news. Dan Schlin will not be here today. Yeah. Yep, just saying. Dan Schlin will not be here today. Jimmy, I was waiting for that. All right, here's the story. Here's the scoop. So Danny says that his son has some mouth work to do at the dentist today. So Danny will not be here today. So Schlun, if you're tuning in, I hope that you're still going to get up, get after it, and do some body squats here today. And during the from round man to rocket man to round man situation this morning. So Dwayne Whitaker. I'm sorry, Cheryl Whitaker is in the lab this morning, Jimmy. Yes. What's going on, Cheryl Whitaker? I see you out there on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Cheryl's in the wrong show. I love it. Maybe she's going to jump in and CS this morning. Hey, Dwayne, tell your wife to get out of my room. Yeah, hey, all of you guys stumbling by the big show this morning. Welcome to the show we call Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. We get up, we get live right here on YouTube, LinkedIn, and X. 8 o'clock Eastern time, 7:30, of course, Roofy opens up the network, and he starts with some kindness rising. All right, coming up on the show here today. What do we got? We got the eclipse. Good morning, Rico. What is shaking, Rico? Hey, have you guys seen how granite is removed out of a quarry? I got a clip to show you that. It's actually quite, it's actually quite sophisticated, Jimmy. I'm like, oh, that's a sophisticated way to move a bunch of big rock that cost me a bunch of money. No sophistication going on there. You know, you'd think with the price of granite, because it's not cheap, that there'd be maybe a substantial or a sophisticated withdrawal method. Nope, definitely not. I'm going to show you guys that coming up later today. I know we got to pick a side. The pick a side is, oh yeah, hey, so to all my Rush fans out there, we're going to have a conversation about that. So this will be one, I think, for the most part. Sorry, I'm thinking Dwayne Whitaker is like, who the fuck is Rush? Come on, Rush. Come on, Dwayne. You know, good old Neil Peart. Monday morning and mean, Geddy Lee and shit. You know what I'm saying? Alex Lifeson, yeah, the band Rush. Well, some are saying, is Rush still Rush without Neil Peart? One of the greatest drummers of all time. Anyways, that'll be the pick aside this morning. We got some stuff on the conversation desk. We got something committed. We got an epic spot. We got some words of wisdom from the handsome chief. And oh, Jimmy, I got a clip from our very own John Kiesel this morning that he sent me. I got a clip. Jimmy, I'm going to send it to you. And it's crazy, man. Storms happening in out there in Ohio. Check this one, Jimmy. I got to send you this clip, brother. We can talk about it. Since Good Time has stopped sending us clips. Jimmy, yesterday I'm like, what the fuck, man? It's Good Time just does want to do this? So the guy used to send us clips all the time. No clips from Good Time. Oh, I know why. 431-300-3005. Because he's like, oh, I guess they don't want to play my clips anymore. So I'm not going to send them to Billis. So, all right, there you go. Good time. Well, listen, hey, Jimmy, there's a clip for you to put on the show this morning. Oh, hey, guys, remember the guy with the world's tiniest penis? Yeah, he's in the news today. We're going to talk about it. And a kid canceled a flight because the kid would not sit down on the seat. All that and so much more. Plus, Anderson is here. Oh, and I got a wonderful message from my wife. From my wife. We're going on a date. Yes. You know, I got up this morning, wanted to ask my wife on a date, and she beat me to it. I'm like, oh! I'm like, damn it. Ah, there's Petro out there. Good morning, Petro. Good to see you out there in the comments and community as well. All right, listen. I'm about to get shit from Rico because I haven't got the show on the road yet. So I got to get the show on the road. Jimmy, guess what? Rico. Hey, Preston. Hey, Sterling. Hey, Maya. Hey, Sophia. Well, Sophia's got nothing to do today. There's no guest here today. Hey, the morning loop, it starts right now.
Good morning, nation. We had a great guest yesterday, Chris, and he proved starting over doesn't have an expiration date.
He entered design school at 55 and went for it. That's the damn definition of realizing late is still better than never.
Exactly, and it'll never too late. Well, I'm here proving that by taking 12 minutes to find the damn start button.
Preston, that's not reinvention. That's everybody else waiting for you to finish figuring shit out. Keep going before we lose another morning.
Fine. Dan kept going too. Yesterday, Rocket Man learned that eventually every comeback story ends with somebody telling you to do burpees.
And Chief, you forgot one lesson yesterday. At 54, apparently growth means flicking earwax at camera 2. Let's start the morning loop.
Oh, good times. Yeah, no flicking camera. No flicking today. Hey, I got my blood work done yesterday. I'll tell Johnny about that conversation in a few moments. Quick and dirty. Boom, boom. It's funny. I pin myself daily now. You know, I do this whole pinning process with my peptides. And because I'm researching them. Yeah, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. And she comes over to give me the blood draw. And man, that shit just, I don't like that part. No, I'll have a chitter chatter, get at it with Johnny on that one. Hey, Jimmy, have you been snoozing out there this morning? I know Jim's not snoozing. I think maybe Archie's been snoozing, Jimmy. Yeah, Archie's been snoozing. Archie is not a snoozer at all, I can tell. Archie is absolutely not a snoozer. Hey, if you've been snoozing since the beginning of the year, you're 1 day behind. 1 day, 9 hours, 34 minutes, and 33 seconds by having something just take your life away. You know, speaking of that, I someone had an epiphany last night as well about bedtime. You know, so guys, I want to share some thoughts with you right now. Jimmy, so leave the snooze button up there for a second, Jim. So, how many of you guys are ever late for work? How many? Hands up, late for work. I'm suspecting nobody. How many are late for airplanes? How many are late for like the most important meeting of your life? How many of you? Let me see a show of hands. How many people practice being late for the most important thing in your life, which is either a flight, a wedding, maybe a funeral, your job? All right, no show of hands. Okay, then here's the other side of the question. Why the fuck do all of us are always late and put off going to the most important appointment of our life, going to bed? Yeah, think about that. Think about that for a second, you motherfuckers, because I had it dawn on me last night. I was like, holy smokes, wait a minute. We all just lay there and snooze, or we get up and go to work. We never miss an airplane flight because we got to go to our buddy's wedding, or we got to go to Vegas. We never miss that important thing. But yet we all know how important it is to go to bed, yet we all just put it off. It's like no, I'll go later. No, I'll go in 10 minutes. No, I'll go in 15 minutes. man, what self-sabotaging behavior we do to ourselves as human beings with something so fucking obvious. So maybe, Jimmy, I'm wondering, we might want to turn the snooze button into like the evening snooze button. It's like, okay, my bedtime's at 8 o'clock. Oh, 8:09, 8:15, 8:20. It's like you're late for your fucking funeral. And we know that sleeping longer makes you live longer. But so I just had this kind of epiphany last night. I'm going to talk about it with Anderson. I'm sure he'll have some common sense with that comment with Johnny Anderson coming up this morning. So Jimmy, there's my little rant about snoozing. Maybe we got to think about snoozing before we go to bed. So when the alarm goes off to tell us to go to bed, it's time to go to fucking bed. Yeah. Good morning, Mike is making stuff. Hey, Mike is making stuff. Is showing up on the show. I think it's next week. We got him in the calendar. Awesome. Hey guys, so crazy storms happening in Ohio. And the good news is if you're in the roofing industry, like our buddy John Kiesel, that means the business is probably pretty good. Insurance companies calling, people calling, roof leaks, fucking shit gone sideways. Check out this clip from Kiesel sent in this morning. Look at the car. Yeah, just blowing all over the place. There we go. Here it goes. Look at it. Dude, craziness, man. Like, what kind of car is that if it's being blown around? Yeah, maybe it's Jimmy's car from the Philippines. Just a little car, little mini car. That's what it is. I don't know. That's crazy, man. Crazy storms coming out of Ohio that our friend John Kiesel was sharing with me this morning. Like I said, since Good Time has stopped sending me clips, I have no clips to share with you guys. So that's where that goes. All right, let's go to pick a side, Jimmy. Pick a side. All right, so guys, who's a fan of Rush? You guys know the band Rush? Well, maybe this is the bigger question. If a band member leaves the band, are we as excited about the band as we were if they weren't in the band? So some would say that Neil Peart is a massive part of Rush. Well, Jimmy, do you have an opener for this pick?
It's time for Pick a Side, where friendships wobble, opinions get loud, and somebody's comment section becomes a crime scene.
Rush is touring again with Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson, but without Neil Peart. So now the band name debate is fully awake.
Pick a side. Is it still Rush without Neil, or should the name retire with the legend?
Good opener, Jimmy. Well done, my brother. So here's the thing. Is it still the band? Because Rush was a 3-part band. Neil, Alex, and Geddy. And now that one of them is gone, is it like, well, it's not really the band anymore? And it's a massive debate amongst fans. And I think you'd talk to people who are fans of, Kiss or Motley Crue or any band that has come and gone without a member. People be like, well, but it's not really the band anymore. Or is it? Are the memories of the music and the moments more important than the members that are contributing to the music and the memories? Right? So I see Mike is making stuff as a comment. There's some, yes, Rush without Neil is still Rush, in my honest opinion. When Geddy leaves, different story. Well, so it's interesting, Mike, because is it the voice that makes up the band? Right? It's like the voice of sports. Right? So I don't know. It's a good question. Let's see what Anderson has to think about it. Speaking of John Anderson, there he is, sitting in the lab, patiently waiting for the handsome one. That's me. Jimmy, let's bring him up. Dude, I'll take those wheels any day of the week.
Well, I'm still. What did I whip out of my jacket? A microphone?
I think it was a microphone. Yeah, it was this unassuming stance when you got out of the car. You're like, okay, I'm ready. But fuck, man, the car was pretty hot.
I was whipping out a fucking banana like a gun, or what I was doing. Hey, just a quick heads up. My internet was a little screwed. We had a massive fucking monsoon come through yesterday. Crazy.
Well, so you just walked in as we were showing clips in Ohio. John Kiesel sent us some clips of storms happening in Ohio with cars blowing around the roads. So why should you be any different?
It was literally like is normally one of these things comes in, rains hard.
Yeah.
Maybe 5, maybe 10 would be a long time. 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Because it's coming so hard. Like we're surrounded by over here is all mountains. And they're close, right? We're at the foothill. Right?
Okay.
You can't see the fucking mountains. The visibility is gone. That's how hard the rain comes.
Well, and I'm wondering because you showed me images before, Anderson, where your house is in proportion to the lake. So my thought process is you can't, or you can see the lake still when it's that thick. Can you still see the lake?
I mean, you couldn't see that distance.
You
if
could,
you were
no, you
right at the shore, you could. But I mean, from the house to the from the guest house to the lake, you could probably see it, but from the house, you couldn't.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it is crazy. I mean, literally, like you probably lose visibility. Maybe you might be able to. Either way, it's just a few hundred yards. You lose complete visibility.
Yeah.
But it came down so hard. One of the drains to let water out of the property, out of the walls, was fucking plugged.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so there's two, and it needs both of them when it's coming that hard, because this thing was like 20 minutes.
Okay.
And dude, I'm watching, I'm like, fuck, we're filling up in here faster than it's draining out. Because anyway, long and short, so I went and unplugged it, but some of it actually went in the fucking pool. That's how hard it came.
Oh, Jesus. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so it's not so much that the pool sweep won't handle it, but it was, I mean, crazy, dude. I love those storms.
Oh, it's you and me both, man. So was it an overnight storm, Johnny, or was it last night, or was it?
No, it was, dude, the craziest thing. 20 fucking minutes, and it's not a fucking cloud in the sky, dude. It just blows right by. It's the weirdest fucking thing.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, but speaking of which, the internet looks good now, but shit, when I was trying to sign on, it was like having a hard time. Everything, and there was even like flood warnings, like the phone's going, all sorts of crazy shit.
No shit, eh? No shit.
Yeah.
Well, good morning. Glad to have you here, brother. You and I are hanging out this morning. Hey, so as you were walking in, we were having a discussion about bands, and when members leave, is it still the band? So, did you grow up? So, Canadian band, and I don't know if you like these guys at all, but they're our generation. Johnny, Rush. Were you a Rush fan by any chance? Like Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson and Neil Peart. Remember that? So Neil, great drummer, 3-piece band from Canada.
More as an adult than a kid.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I heard it as a kid, but
yeah,
I really started to appreciate it when I got older.
Yeah, actually, I think a lot. You and me both, actually. So, so they're touring again, but without Neil Peart, and there's debates amongst fans that it's not Rush, right? Or as Mike is making stuff, Linkin Park without Chester, is it still Linkin Park? So debate,
some bands can get away with it.
So it's Journey without Steve Perry, right? You had that. They had that Filipino.
The best one is Metallica.
Oh, when Jason Newsted. Oh, and when
they're on their third basis, but they haven't fucking skipped a beat.
No, they haven't skipped a beat at all.
Yeah.
I would like to
Motley Crue. You remove one of those fuckers, the whole thing falls apart.
Well, but that's a good example. Is that interesting?
There's
actually,
some fucking bands that I don't know what it is. I mean,
that is so interesting to hear you say that, because you're right, because they've tried and it all just fucking.
They all fucking went solo and they all fucking flopped, and then they got past. They licked their wounds and fucking kissed and made up. Like, okay, I guess we're only the G's if we're together, so we better learn to get along.
And now, I'm not laughing at. I got nothing but props for. But Vince had a stroke last year, so they get him all propped up. He's on stage singing off the fucking teleprompter. To your point, because they know that
because that was the first thing, was he left and they put a new singer in, and that didn't work.
Yes, that's so.
And that guy wasn't bad.
No, Johnny Caroni. No, yeah.
It's just Motley Crue knows. Excuse me. It's almost like the Motley Crue fans know exactly what Motley Crue is, and it's like somehow each member has some uniqueness that can't be replaced, as where in Metallica, for whatever reason, they could overlook that basis.
Dude, that is
maybe because the first one died.
That's so interesting to hear you say that, because let's look at the Stones, right? Like there's Jagger left, and there's Keith left. I guess Wyman is the drummer's gone. Actually, did you hear this? That out of the whole crew, Bill Wyman, the drummer, was actually the guy banging the most chicks. So the bald guy in the back, like the little skinny drummer guy, he was the most promiscuous member of the whole band. Apparently, out of all of them, everybody thought it was Mick the womanizer. No, it was actually Bill Wyman getting all the chicks. So which I find
sometimes the guy that just sits back.
Yes.
There's Mick's out front. He can only bang one at a time, so maybe a couple at a time. So there's a group of 5, So he takes 3, the other 2, well, they're looking for somebody. Well, he's standing there going, yeah, let's go.
Oh, getting the leftovers, eh? Yeah, that's exactly
My buddies used to call it, we'd go out, they'd look at me and say, because I would always fuck with them. I'm like, you fuckers, I find the good ones, and then they get their friend, you get their friends. It's like, I'm just serving it up to you on a silver platter. because the friends have to come, or she won't come with me.
Well, so
right?
I will admit, Anderson, I was that third string boy in your group back then. I would have been the guy that would have got all the leftovers. So I would have been so I get the leftover of the leftover? No, you're getting leftovers, Bill. So I don't want those at all.
And the worst part was I used to always pick the one that was hottest, but
yes,
she was always the most fucked up.
Yeah. or just did this. Laid there. No.
No, I was picking so that wouldn't happen. But sometimes my buddies would get these really cool chicks. I'm like, you fuckers, dude. Mine lasted about fucking 4 days.
Jesus, Murphy. Petro says, I have Abe Lincoln's axe. Oh, Petro, really? The blade has been replaced twice and the handle has been replaced 3 times. Oh, so I guess the question Petro is asking, is it still Abe Lincoln's axe? That's an interesting.
I don't understand the metaphor.
Okay, so he has Abe Lincoln's axe. Hear my words closely. The blade has been replaced twice, and the handle has been replaced 3 times. So it was Abe Lincoln's axe, but if an axe consists of a handle and a blade, and they've both been replaced a few times, is it still Abe Lincoln's axe? Fucking Petro with the.
Are we talking about sex, or are we talking about rock bands? That's where I'm confused. If this rock bands, it makes perfect sense. If we're talking about sex, I'm missing it.
I think we're talking about axes and bands. According
it makes much more sense. I'm like, Petro, fill me in on what we got going on here, because I'm not following the groove here.
Oh, and you got Holroyd says, what about Leonard Skinner? There are no original members left. There's still 2. Well, that's just it. There are a lot of bands now that are actually legacy acts that just literally, one member or in Leonard Skinner's place, you got a member of a member out there doing their thing, and they license the music, license the name, and they'll go and they perform music, right? So,
Leonard Skinner, when I think of that band, I think of the Allman Brothers.
Yeah, I do remember them.
They lived in a lot of where I was up in Northern California. A lot of fucking bands lived in that county.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, a lot. I mean, the Allman Brothers were there. I mean, most of Metallica was there. Santana was there. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm fucking out one night. And I get this fucking really fucking hot young chick, and we're fucking doing our thing. And we're having some pillow talk when it's over as I gear up to fucking throttle her a second time. And start talking a little bit. I don't know fucking how we figured out that she was Greg Allman's daughter. What? I'm like, oh, fuck. Number one. And then the next thing I think of myself, and I point blank, how old are you? She's all 18. I'm like, oh, fuck. Yeah. I was like, holy Christ, I'm really fucking skinning it close here. These fucking bodyguards are going to come fucking hunt me down, dude.
Anderson, Jesus Murphy, man. Yeah, that's the question. You know what? That's when you're asking the question, you're hoping that the answer is what you're hoping the answer is.
I'm thinking to myself, God, I know this isn't what I want to hear, but I'm hoping I hear like 47, It was so I had to switch gears very quickly and make sure that relationship stretched out a little bit to make sure that everything was kosher. I didn't get a fucking knock on the door from, because I took her back to my house, so she knew where I lived. Those fucking Almonds crony, because these guys were walking around. They got a couple of fucking monsters out front, fucking making sure nobody gets near them.
Oh man,
like, these dudes are gonna come whoop my ass, man.
Mike is making stuff back to the band conversation. Johnny, he says, I'm old enough to remember. Well, Mike, we all are old enough to remember the Van Halen and David Lee Roth saga. And it's
another one. So somehow Sammy Hagar fit the fucking rocked it. Remember Sammy Hagar replaced David Lee Roth.
Yeah, and I think the band got better. I think that they I think that they got better. And that was one of those situations where they that's actually an interesting one, right? Because the band wasn't about the singer. It was about the collective, but yet they were able to replace the singer and they still were a strong unit.
But they went about it smart. They went and got someone who already had made it.
Yes. Yeah. Fair point. And dude, he's still rocking today, man. Like he's 60, 70, 70 years old. His voice is incredible. He sounds incredible. And Mike, just your comment about Chester and Linkin Park. Chester Bennington had one of the greatest voices ever. The girl who replaced Chester in Linkin Park, she's awesome. And I'm really glad what Linkin Park did with that. So I think that was a continuation on that. So, hey, so I had some giggles this morning, Johnny. I was talking about, so in your house, do you have granite in some of your house and other your California house or in your Mexico house?
My Northern California house, every fucking square inch of the floor, including closets, was slate.
Nice.
It was natural slate, so it had this really cool character.
Yeah.
I don't like carpets. I don't do carpets.
Yeah.
So this house, we actually did the whole fucking house in what's that fucking swirly epoxy? It's got really they swirl it around. So it's So I'm a big carpets man.
I don't like carpets.
You know, fucking nasty shit gets fucking caught in those.
Fucking dirty, man. We have carpets. Yeah. We only have carpets on our stairs, and it's in actually just a couple of the kids' bedrooms. But other than that, when I first built the house, in my original world, there we had carpet downstairs and stuff, and I fucking hate it, man. I don't like. It's just dirty. It's just
Mexico is the same thing. Fucking tile corner to corner, and I mean closets, the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter where the carpet is; it's collecting junk.
Oh, and you have dogs. I have dogs. It's just fucking dirty, man. It's just nothing but dirty, right? So, well, listen. So we both know how expensive granite is. And, you're a curious soul. I'm a curious soul. And I love being curious. As I age, I love being more curious than ever. Well, I found a clip of how they extract granite. And I got to be honest, man, for something I thought was as expensive and how sophisticated it was, there's no sophistication at all. Like they slice it, they create a bed of rubble for it to fall on, then they push it over. Like you're going to watch. And it's actually, and the goal is for it not to break so that they can extract these large slabs. Right. Well, here is them extracting granite from a granite pit. And I'm serious. I never seen this before. So it's like, fuck, I was fascinated by this because I honest to God thought it was going to be some sophisticated extraction. No, they slice it, they push it over, and you're going to see it here in a quick second. Here you go. Watch this. And there you go. There's your granite.
Well, you know what's crazy is look at the fucking block of granite that machine's sitting on top of. Look how big that is.
Well, that's
it's just these are pockets that are like fucking enormous.
Well, so yes, look at the one on top, but then look at the context of the one below it. Right?
Up. Look
I
at
know.
the size of that.
Look at how fucking big that granite pit is. Like that is massive. Like I said, but I was.
And they'll probably go down. They'll probably go down again.
Yes. But again, I was struck though at how I guess rudimentary. Like seriously, right? Just like this rudimentary exercise. It wasn't no sophisticated extraction of it. It was just let's rock it over and because that shit's not cheap, man. Like that granite's expensive. That's expensive.
Well, I think the sophistication is not breaking it with all that heavy equipment, transporting it. That's the sophistication. Right. Yeah. Once it breaks into little pieces, it starts losing its worth at warp speed.
Well, and you know what? Even that piece cut in half, Johnny, the context of the size of that thing, that's still a massive piece of granite, even when a third of it crushes over, right? So hey, I got my blood work. I got my blood work done yesterday, and I will admit I'm a pussy about that. It's funny. I pin myself daily, and I got no problem with that part. But this idea of sticking like a needle into my blood, into my veins, and getting that all out, that still makes me kind of giggy. Right. So, but I did it. It was fine. It was all whatever. But got that done yesterday. Looking forward to getting those results. She came to my house. Once
you get used to threading an IV on yourself, you get past that.
Well, fuck, it's funny. We spend time together. You're in my brain. I was going to ask you, talk to me about you doing IV treatments because I'm sure you've done many of them before, right? Are you've done them yourself? Somebody sets them up. Like, can you share with me what you've done before?
Yeah, I mean, there's all sorts of fucking shit. I mean, it's usually like between days of contests. Like if you got a 2 or 3 day contest or a 4 day contest,
yes,
really hard to replenish through the stomach. So you got to start going through right into the vein.
Oh no shit!
Yeah, big time.
So is it glucose? Like, what do you? So let's pretend I'm competing. What are you feeding me? Is it glucose, Johnny? What is it? Electrolytes? What is it?
I mean, it's, you know, the replacement of, it's usually the replacement of the little shit that your body has trouble with. You can get the food and your body can reproduce, you know, the energy. But it's like, I mean, it was a cocktail.
Okay. I see. Okay. You know, to bring your body back up because you've been so depleted and you've been so.
That's it. Because it's once your body gets sucked of all the little stuff, it doesn't go back overnight.
Well, that's one thing I was having a conversation about our friendship and our what we do here for the morning. And somebody was asking me about you competing. And I said, well, John told me, he said, if somebody came to him today and said, I want to compete, he'd say no, because he knows what it takes for somebody to do it. And he's like, he's at a point in his life where he's like, nah, I don't want to put somebody through what, because I know what somebody has to go through and it's not healthy. Those were your words. And I really hung on to that because that was really, because it gives a lot of credibility. It gives you a lot of credibility when you say that, because you've been there and you're like, oh, I don't know if you guys want to do that. Do you really want to do that? Because here's ma. So,
and most times when they come, they've got these fucking ideas.
Well, yeah,
of what they want to do. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm not overseeing all this, you know. It's like, I mean, yes, I can tell you how to do all this, but I'm not going to, because now I'm like, what is it when somebody robs a fucking bank and you're in the getaway car? An accomplice.
Oh, yeah. No, you're
I'm an accomplice. All right.
Yeah.
And so, and it's just one of those things to where I think, because see, put bluntly, the guys that are abusing are usually the guys that are trying to get there.
Of course.
And once you get there, you realize, motherfucker, dude, you know?
Well, it would be very similar, John. I think I would equate that to, it would be like a professional criminal, Hell's Angel guy, just using metaphors, a professional, wakes up every single day with the black hat, not the white hat, right? Compared to the guy who's pretending to or trying to or thinks he's the bad guy. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like there's the guy that's been there, done that. He's the pro. I think that's kind of what you're saying, right? You've failed more times than you can win, so you know it all. So it's like the guys that
with Heat. Remember with Heat?
Yeah, yes.
Their goal was to not kill someone.
Yeah, yes.
They bring in the fucking amateur, and he can't wait to blow somebody away.
Yeah, very well said. Very well said.
You know,
yes.
When I got my way, when I remember, point blank, I turned pro. And I'd known this dude. I'm not going to mention his name, but he was a high-level bodybuilder for most of his life. And, you know, I had been, you know, sitting next to him signing autographs for fucking years. But first it was a pro strum and then a pro wrestler. Now all of a sudden I'm standing next to him as I'm a pro bodybuilder.
Next to him. Yeah.
And of course, when someone comes in, you know, he knew that I got there so quick. He's like, fuck, dude, that's pretty fucking impressive. So I'm like, all right, dude. Because I've been there. I know what it's like, you know, same thing with Strength World. Once you get there, it's like the doors swing open and you're privy to all this information that, you know, you got to earn your way there. And he starts explaining shit to me. I'm like, the first thing I asked him is, how do you guys compete 3-4 weekends in a row? With my current setup, what I'm doing, I don't know that I could do it. And, you know, my condition would be so poor by the time I made it to the third or fourth. And he starts fucking just dropping some pearls of this, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, you know, this is the information I've been missing. It was thinning shit out.
It was like you walking behind the curtain of the Wizard of Oz, eh? It's like, seriously, it's like you walk back there and you're like, oh.
Well, because each sport has its own
unwritten rules. Yes.
Yeah. All these things that are so different based on what you're trying to get the body to do.
Yeah.
And so it was like, so bottom line is rarely do you get a pro coming along. You know, you'll get a guy that's trying to become pro, and he's the one that is not privy to the information yet. And, you know, so it's like, I'm not doing this anymore.
That's interesting. That's really interesting, actually.
Even when you try to tell him, look, this is how it works at the top.
Yes.
He's got his own ideas. Well, then go do your own ideas with somebody else or by yourself. But I'm
well. Then I wonder, Anderson, what happens is if you're that guy and you succeed going your way, I would suspect over time the rest of the locker room's respect and eyes perk up. Go, oh, maybe he did know something. But you have to succeed first, don't you? You have to show others first. You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
when you make it there, it's a lot of times it's not he's got the information. It's this fucking guy gutted it out without the information. Now let's fucking open the doors to him.
Yeah. I got you.
Because it's like to get there is a motherfucker. I mean, people spend their whole lives trying to turn pro at these different sports. So once you get there, whether you like the person or not, they've earned your respect.
You know, it's interesting how respect and like aren't the same thing, eh? And I mean that seriously. Like you can work with a guy and respect the fuck out of him, but not like the guy, right? And I think often people confuse that. I watched a clip yesterday with Dana White, who's on the board of directors of Meta, and he's like, if I have any regrets in my life is that I didn't do this earlier in my life. He goes, because I go to these meetings and I sit on the edge of my seat for the whole time. They start in the morning, they end at night. And he goes, and it's nonstop. And I was trying to think, Johnny, about those kind of meetings at Meta. Think about it, right? A multi-quadrillion-dollar company, really smart people in a room, and you're playing with massive amounts of money, making massive decisions. Like Anderson, is not about liking somebody, is it? It's really about offering a point of view, offering your opinion, offering a conversation. But if I don't like you, like as a human, but I respect you because of what you've accomplished, I need to put that first. That's hard for a lot of people, Johnny. You know what I'm trying to say there?
Well, it's because a lot of people ever fucking get there.
Yes. Yeah, that's fair.
Right. But when you look around in that setting, you're looking around this board, this boardroom. You might think that someone's a complete cocksucker, but he earned his spot on that table.
That's exactly correct. Yes, that's kind of my point.
So
right?
I'm not going to dinner with you, but I want to hear what you have to say.
Yes, that's exactly right. Right, and that's what I find fascinating about those things. And I'll be honest, Anderson, when I was growing ICUC, there were some meetings I'd go to, and there were people that would struggle with my tone, and not that I was a dick, but that I was there to get answers or get decisions or get questions answered. And sometimes when you ask somebody a pointed question, like I'm suspecting, like some of these board meetings, and they're hard questions. And if you're not getting the answer, you're exactly right. You're not getting the answer.
No, I'm giggling because I can only imagine what these fuckers are thinking when you get fucking triggered on one of your tangents and start fucking blaring.
Because I want to know the fucking answer. I want to know an answer.
And they're saying, we agree. We agree. No! But what about this? No. Like, what the fuck, man? How can we be productive with this little fucking son of a bitch running around in here? It's supposed to be a meeting where we share.
No, but seriously though, people, I don't want to call it confrontation. It's this idea of having a discourse, a dialogue. Right. And again, leaning it on respect, not necessarily confusing whether he doesn't like me. No, it's not about like. There's nothing about like. It's about respect to try to get a decision made.
Brother, anytime you hear this at athletes all the time.
Yeah.
As soon as I hear this, it just fucking blows me away. Oh, my coach didn't like me.
Yeah. Yes.
Dude, I had a fucking coach that didn't like me, and he also helped me do some of the most amazing shit on the fucking planet.
Yeah. Right. Yes.
And then, well, this coach didn't like me. Well, where's the fucking problem? All these coaches seem to not like you. And this is the reason why you tell yourself you didn't make it where you want to go. That is what comes down to. Your coach doesn't have to like you. You don't have to like your coach.
Well, it's funny because we'll go back to the red thread, Johnny. Motley Crue. I'm sure those boys, perhaps in some moments, maybe still is, some don't like each other, but they know in a room. Because at the end of the day, Motley Crue is a corporation. They're an incorporation. They're a business. And at the end of the day, the manager's like, I don't care if you guys don't like each other. There's $50 million on the line. You got to go do your 50 dates. Just fucking pretend you like Tommy, Vince. Just pretend, because here's your check at the end of it all, right?
Because when it all dust settles,
yeah,
it doesn't fucking matter if your coach likes you.
No.
If you're the best, you're going to be in there because he has a job to do.
Yeah, he has a job to do. Yeah, exactly. So there's a job for us humans today. Jimmy, there's a trending topic trending today in North America. And Johnny, you'll have a chance to see it, and so will I. Whether we are awake or not is another question. Jimmy, what's trending today in the world in North America? There's an eclipse at noon today, and there's a meteor shower at night. There's a massive solar event happening. Maybe that had to do with your storm. Jimmy, run the clip.
Bro, the moon is eclipsing the SUN at lunch, then hosting a meteor show at midnight. That's not astronomy. That's a goddamn Vegas residency.
15 million Spaniards are standing in the street crying. Meanwhile, every American dad will watch it on his phone while taking a shit at work.
One moon, 2 shows, 12 hours apart, and my lazy ass almost missed both for a Zoom call. Not this time. Let's get into it.
So at 11:45 your time, the moon is going to slide in front of the sun over the North Atlantic. So I don't know if it's going to get dark in California, but this morning, middle of morning,
what time?
So 12:46 my time, so 10:46 your time, 11:45
today.
Yes. Yeah, quarter to 11. Yeah, during the daytime. So in theory, it should be a little bit darker later morning in your world today, and later morning in my world today.
There's not a fucking cloud in the sky, so it'll be easier for me to see.
Yeah, I was going to say it should be easy for you to see. Yeah. And then tonight, there is a meteor shower. So later on this evening, I will be in bed at that time because that's happening after midnight. You'll be in bed too. But yeah, there's a big meteor shower happening tonight. So it's a big event for the world today, where there's an eclipse happening, and there is and this is the first total solar eclipse on mainland Europe since 1999. And 15 million people of Spain will be in total darkness for a period of time today. So, yeah, interesting. Good Time says, my guidance counselor's son was the road manager for Motley Crue. There you go. Yes, get those welding hooks, kids. Oh, yeah, and Paul Simon and Art Garfunkel respected each other's talent, but they couldn't. Simon and Garfunkel did not like each other at all, actually. I think that there was just a respect there. That band situations, and then you got all the alcohol and drugs involved, and women, and there's you can just see how those egos get involved, and bands are like, I don't like that guy anymore, right? It's just fucking craziness, dude. Craziness.
Hey, I gotta take a fucking piss real quick.
Go for it.
Check it out. I'll just literally step outside and piss in the dirt, so I won't be gone long.
Yes. Okay. Go for a piss. John is going for a piss outside. That's so. Actually, there's a pick aside. I have a big backyard, and it's funny because people say to me, "Why do you pee outside?" I'm like, "Well, why not?" Jimmy, do you pee outside? I do. Archie, do you pee outside? Fuck, man, I piss outside as much as I possibly can. Exactly. Jimmy's like, yeah. He didn't even hesitate. Oh, Archie. Oh, yeah. Right. It's funny because it actually could be a pick a side situation. Is it just normal behavior for men just to kind of find a spot and go for a piss? Yeah, true story. Hey, Jim, what's the words of wisdom today? I know Anderson can hear us. What's the words of wisdom today? It looks like we got somebody from Starbucks. Howard Schultz coming up saying, if you're thinking of giving up, remember that Howard Schultz was rejected by Mike is making stuff absolutely pisses outside. If you're thinking of giving up, remember that Howard Schultz was rejected by investors 242 times while trying to secure funding for Starbucks. 242 times. Wow. So it's funny, man. So you get rejected 100 times. You think, oh yeah, I got rejected 100 times. This guy 242 times before an investor finally said, I will invest in Starbucks with you.
Do you remember the name Tom Platz?
I do, 100%. One of the best quad makers on the planet.
Yeah, he somehow knew that cat, and that cat was just begging him to put in like a few $1,000.
Really?
But Platz just for whatever reason didn't see it. He's like, that might have been one of the worst decisions that I ever made in terms of financial decisions. Because that $1,000. He's like, who God knows where I fucking blew it on.
Well, yeah, that's exactly it, right? Who exactly knows? Yeah, that $1,000 is would have blew that a few times over. Speaking of, hey brother, I own SpaceX. Yeah, bought some SpaceX on Monday.
What did you pay for it?
I jumped in actually on an ETF, so I didn't buy full stock on it. We bought 1,000 shares of an ETF. I think it was Jeff told me, was it in around like about $100 or something, $115 or something maybe? But
yeah, I was getting ready to pull the trigger, and for some reason I didn't. I don't know why.
Yeah, we just grabbed 1,000, just gonna let it sit there and see what it does. And what
what kind of scared me off is I believe, this is not financial advice.
Yeah.
I mean, we know that it's historically speaking in any market, all-time highs are met by all-time lows. And we've never seen the fucking market like this before.
Oh, so I will say that I probably got in earlier than I would have maybe long time liked to, but I'll be honest, we were having lunch and we were talking fucking long-term plans, and I just said,
I mean, long-term is not a big deal. I mean, I don't think I'm going to buy enough of it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to wait till it's low in it because I'm not going to spend that much. So I want to make sure I'm getting the bang for the buck.
100%. Yeah. I don't blame you there. But we sent me a text. He goes, Case, you now have a piece of it. So we'll see what happens with it. So,
so ETF versus stock, explain that all the way. I'm not totally up to speed because I'm either stock or option. I don't ever mess with ETFs.
I rarely do too, brother. Actually, in this situation, he got I guess there was a new fund was released, and he's like, "Hey, we got a chance to buy some SpaceX if you want in this fund." So the fund buys a percentage of like a bunch of shares. They put a percentage of shares into the fund, so like I get a percentage of the right. So it's like a chunk of a chunk. So I don't own the full share. I have like a percentage of the share in my fund.
Gotcha.
Right. So it's not full ownership, but if it bakes, I'm making some along the way as well.
So like when they do this on this is where they end up overselling.
Yeah.
Where multiple people come back and say, okay, I want mine. Instead, there should be one person coming back, but now there's 100 people coming back saying, I want it now.
Yes.
But you got to fight the other 99 people for it.
Oversold.
They do that. They do that with metal all the time, I believe.
Oh, I don't know that. Yeah. I know that. I know we got into that. Like I said, it was. We often don't go into an ETF, but in this situation, it's like, hey, let's grab it.
Yeah, it sounded like it was a good opportunity.
Well, yeah, because the other play he's like, or you're buying 1,000 shares at $115 a piece. He said, do you want to do that? And I was like, not really. Right. So he's like, well, if you want to own, we can get into it doing it this way. We weren't going to do calls and puts. So that was the way that we got into it. And it was, and it limits my exposure. It gets me into it. As Mike said, it's a diversification kind of play, right? So, it fit my strategy. Might we get into it all along? Listen, if it drops considerably, I might say to Jeff, hey, let's move out of the ETF and let's go own the stock, right? Or let's go buy a put or an option on it. But, I wanted to get into it. I didn't want to, because we've been talking about it, and I do believe a long-term play behind it. Like I really do think it's a long.
We're betting on the guy.
That's exactly it, brother. That's exactly it. That's the only reason I said to him, here you go, because I got an orange car sitting in my garage, and if I would have bought the shares over the car, it would have been a whole different conversation. So, hey, so a few weeks ago, we talked about a dude with the world's smallest penis, and he was doing a GoFundMe to go and raise money for surgery. Well, Jim, he's in the news.
Preston, this man's penis is so small, his GoFundMe should have been called Mission Impossibly Tiny.
He's not asking for inches, Sterling. He was asking for enough clearance to pee without turning the bathroom into a crime scene.
And now he's booked the filler appointment. So today we ask, is this surgery or a rescue mission?
Yeah, so the guy's finally doing it. The guy is apparently he raised enough money from his GoFundMe, and he's got like I said, he's got a 0.3 inch. Apparently, his erect penis is 0.38 inches, which he says is the size of a pinky fingernail. Wow. And he's raised over 13 grand from 300 donors. He needed 22, but apparently he has enough to go for surgery now. And he's going to get surgery, which will give him a longer penis. So, to you made this comment. So kudos for him for coming out and talking about this. And now he's on his way to get it fixed. Could you?
I guess the question is, if he's going from, the pinky finger, the size of the pinky fingernail down to the first knuckle, which is about 40% more. I don't know what that's going to do for him.
Well, you wonder actually.
What does enlargement mean in that circumstance?
Yeah. You're like, what are you adding on? Right. So, but he says that the size makes normal urination difficult without a mess. He has to wear adult diapers, pull-ups, and he's got zero confidence. And I would have to imagine, I wonder, I'm thinking that, that's yeah. I don't know.
Well, he had the confidence to come out about it. So
this is true.
He's telling something.
Yeah. Yes, that tells you something as well. Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of confidence, that guy we had on the show yesterday, Christopher. Man, I had surgery when I was a kid. True story. They had to open up the tip. No shit. Oh my God. Oh fuck, that would have hurt, Charlie.
What'd you stuff down there, dude?
Have you ever passed like a stone or something from your, like, have you passed that before? Have you buddies that have passed?
I've heard that's fucking unbelievably painful.
Yes. I saw your wince. I've heard, oh, Charlie, I don't even want to fucking know, man. He's got, oh yeah. Yeah. That's, I don't even, that just give me the EBGBs, dude. That gives me EBGBs. But back to that guy yesterday. So that guy was a blue collar worker, 25 years. Then he has the cancer diagnosis, but he was gay the whole time. I was thinking about my cousin, who I've talked to about often. I'm thinking he was living in that kind of similar situation, but wasn't able to come out, because I'm like, fuck, if he would have been because he would have absolutely been a fashion designer.
Yeah,
but
we ran out of time. But I wanted to ask him. I was like, look, I have gay friends. This is not a bash on it, gay.
Yeah.
So I accept you 100%. But tell me if my analysis of determining the gay brothers was correct when they decided they wanted to get a puppy together. Doesn't that lean towards gay? I really wanted to hear what he had to say. I'm sure he would have agreed with me.
Agreed for sure. He would have agreed.
Yeah. And then at that point, it's then me doing what I'm doing is actually not really. It's just calling a spade a spade.
It's calling a spade a spade. Well, Laura and I had a TV all last night as we were just hanging out, and I don't even know what was on the TV, but there was these drag queens on TV, and I was thinking about my cousin. I'm thinking, there's another symbol. The guy loved Golden Girls. He loved drag queens. And I was thinking because of our time with Christopher yesterday, because Christopher doesn't strike you as like the stereotypical gay man at all, actually, when you saw Christopher. So,
he wasn't, if he didn't reveal, you could have definitely, I would assume he's the pitcher in the group.
Yes. It's funny, actually. I saw a funny clip from what's his name? That Chase Irons guy. And I was thinking the question was, if you take, what is it? Trenesiferin? No, what's the name of the? Tren? What's Tren? What's Tren in the?
Oh, Tren. You're not talking about a peptide, though.
No,
you're talking about PEDs.
Yeah. So somebody said to him, "If you take Tren, do you become gay?" And his comment was, he's like,
"What did he say?"
It's like, he goes, if you take Tren, what it might do is it might just, what did he say? Highlight all the parts of you as a human being. So if you like this part about yourself, you might become more up there about that part of yourself. But he was giggling, but he's like, ultimately, no, I don't think if you take Tren, you become gay. It was fucking funny though, because he was making a point that, bodybuilders or folks that, maybe like to exaggerate parts of themselves become really kind of goofy that way. So it was just I thought it was because let's face it, there's like in the bodybuilding world and community, there's the aesthetic, there's not the feminine, but there's the primping, there's the niceness because it's bodybuilding, right? You guys, so
you know where the whole gay thing with bodybuilding came from?
No.
Oh, dude, yeah, that was so. When I was young and coming up, that was my first dream. I wanted to be a bodybuilder, period.
Yeah, so did I, to be frank with you, because I saw the magazines growing up. Yeah.
Period. Even though I was taking a lot of heat, like, dude, you're way stronger than you look. This is going to be your calling.
Okay.
But I also look like a bodybuilder, and I love bodybuilding.
Yes.
Well, then somehow it came out. And keep in mind, this is way before the fucking internet.
Yes.
This is like boots on the ground information.
Yes.
That they somehow... up and coming bodybuilders they were straight, but they're doing gay shit to basically support themselves. They don't have to work, so they can put all their time into training and eating. And so that was like the darkest cloud that went over bodybuilding. And this would have been like 1991.
Oh, really?
And it just like, oh, dude, it just soured me. Like, God damn, it's like, it was not that I had any issues with
no, but it was like, but it was like
damn, it was like such, and in those days I wasn't quite to the point where I didn't give a shit about what anybody else thought. It still bothered me a little bit.
Yeah.
And so that's where I kind of lost like, I remember I was in prep for my first contest.
Yeah.
And that thing hit, and keep in mind, it wasn't difficult yet. So I wasn't deciding to stop my prep because it was difficult. I was trying to it's like it just extinguished my fire. I was like, what the fuck?
Interesting. I never heard any of that, actually.
I mean, I got past it, of course, but
yeah.
At that age, it just changed all I could see was superheroes.
Well,
I wasn't seeing dudes that were sucking cocks, so they had income to do what they were doing. I was like, that just, to me, it kind of just breaks the fucking rules of what we're doing here.
Well, it's interesting because I read the same script. So to me, wrestlers were superheroes, bodybuilders. I was reading the same script, right? These big men that were like these heroes. So and I remember because I've talked about just the things I was able to see as a young man. We all able to see as a young man. I remember seeing Playgirl for the first time. I was like, oh, that's what that's all about. It was fucking weird and gross actually back then. It was so odd actually when I was like, oh, really? It was just this fucking situation. Hey, before we do a lifestyle tip and come back reset hour 2, we're having some fun conversation this morning. If they only had OnlyFans back then, actually a good time. I saw a clip yesterday. Erica Oleniak, one of the former Baywatch girls, the blonde Baywatch girl who replaced Pam Anderson, has launched an OnlyFans account. She's 63 for pictures of her feet. Yeah, feet fetish. So yesterday, Johnny, well, I want to talk a little AI with you for a couple seconds before we do a reset here. Yesterday, Grok and XAI, and well, there we go. So we're both buying into SpaceX. They released a new platform with agents doing agent stuff, like doing stuff automatically, like I was teaching Ben. So every platform now has agents doing things on the web. What I'm going to say is, there's more activity happening on the internet now, not by humans than there were by humans, and it's changing really fast. And it's actually it's hard to describe. And what I'm trying to articulate is that I, as a nerd in this space, am watching it really rapidly change. Like humans doing just less. Like just actually doing less, and we're sitting here in August as we go into the rest of the year here. I start to ask myself, my point is, Time Magazine is selling ads to robots. Jimmy, run this clip so I can talk to John about it and educate Johnny on it.
Time Magazine figured out humans skip ads, so now they're whispering sponsored nonsense directly into the robot's tiny little brain. Imagine asking AI for financial advice, and it says, according to this totally unbiased markdown file, have you considered Alibank? So today's question, if your chatbot recommends something, is it wisdom, or did that shiny bastard just read an ad?
So I'm asking rhetorical questions a lot here. So we're spending less and less time on the socials because they're full of crap. Right, you're not doom scrolling. I'm not doom scrolling. And then when we're stealing crap, we're just moving past it. Well, Time Magazine is now building ads for robots, for agents, because agents are spending more time on the platforms than humans. So, for example, a guy like yourself who's selling your services, you might be considering, oh, I'm not going to make an ad for a human because the human's not going to see it. I'm making an ad for an agent. And it's kind of hard for us to wrap our head around it, but there's a lot of truth to that coming. And it's crazy because, we have been taught make ads for humans watching. But if you think about it, we're watching less of it. So if we're watching less of it, who's watching it? Well, it's these agents. So Time Magazine, like I said, has launched some new ads this week that are purely built so that when the chatbots are out there doing their thing, they can see these ads. So yesterday, your ad would be John Anderson talking about why you'd want to do business with John. Tomorrow's ad is actually not John Anderson. It's text copy convincing another agent that John Anderson is the person to buy business from. It's fucking crazy times that are changing.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. When this really picks up, this is when crypto is really going to erupt because an agent can't buy something with cash. They can buy it with crypto.
So both things are happening right now, actually. So, isn't
that part of the idea behind where people are like, oh, when AI and agents are doing most of people's shopping and this, that, and the other. It's all going to be crypto rails, not cash rails. That's part of the whole. Isn't that part of like the crypto? I don't
philosophy.
know.
Yeah,
Sure.
philosophy.
Yeah.
So you're asking the right questions. I see your comments there, Mike, and yes, I'm with you there, Mike. I'm going to get you in a quick second. Yeah. So the crypto technology I would like to maybe kind of lean into is certainly working its way into fiat currency, so to speak. So for example, like Stripe, I know you guys use Stripe. I use Stripe. Most of the world use Stripe. You can now connect Stripe to an agent, right? So I can get, so I can connect Stripe to Chat GPT or to Claude, and I can have it do things. And then there's a couple buttons: always approve on my behalf, or always ask me for permission. But in theory, if I give it the always approve, I can send an agent out to go and shop for something, click on approve, and buy something, right? So that's coming. And Mike says, yes, I work in the SEO AEO space, and hands down, well over half the traffic on the internet is bots, and I'm neck deep in research on my own right now. I'm with you, Mike. And what's interesting to me is that I don't think the average human realizes it, and that's what's fascinating.
The traffic out there is from bots, not from real person.
More than half, Johnny, right now. So Cloudflare, which is, you've seen Cloudflare before when you log on to sites or and much of the stuff you do on the internet, Cloudflare would be in the middle of that. They released a report a few weeks back. What is it? Thousands. There's thousands of percent are bots now on the internet than humans. There's less humans than ever on the internet.
So that's why they're always putting these fucking stupid signs up to make you do a puzzle to make sure you're human.
Yes, that's it. 100%. Well, and even I am noticing as we put this show together how the internet is changing, because I've been doing this now for a couple of years and I'm building a business around it, right? With our roofing folks and with the other folks we're doing stuff with. And it's, so when I see this and I see the work Mike is doing, it's fucking fascinating, and it's moving so fast.
We had in one of my companies a couple of years ago, we had, I'm assuming it was just a hater of some sort. Basically, it was, you could send an email through the website for an inquiry.
Yes.
One day, my fucking assistant says, we've got like 2,000 emails. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, there's got to be a problem. What's the problem? There's no way 2,000 leads came in. Yeah. It was a bot just fucking crushing, just filling up the shit. So we had to go, and when they send an email, they had to do something that a human had to do, and it shut it off that quick. But it's like, if somebody points a bot at you, you're in trouble.
Well, and 100%.
If you're not ready to defend the bot, I should say.
No, you're bang on. And what happens is they call it DNS, denial of service, right? So if I'm pissed at Anderson and I'm a fucking hacker, if I want to piss in your cornflakes and I don't like you, I'll go set up a denial of service and have somebody ping your website or ping your service like a bots, just non-fucking stop, just non-stop. It shuts your website down because your website's like, it's like a bottleneck of all this traffic coming, and all of a sudden the site goes, we can't handle it all. It's overflowing, shutting it down, right? So, and that's a common thing, actually. So it's hey Mike, what makes me curious is, we have been watching this world move to agents. We're now here. It makes me wonder what's next. Right? Like what comes, and like what moves from agents, right? So anyways, we'll continue the conversation. Let's do a reset, Jimmy, let's do a lifestyle tip with Anderson. Let's hear what he has to say this morning. We'll reset hour 2 and come back with some conversations. I want to talk peps with Anderson as well in the second hour here. So Keith and John are back. Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends.
All right. How do you set yourself free? Meaning, when you're free, you act the way that you want to, maybe the way that you need to get what you want, and you execute these things, and you're going to ultimately find yourself where you want to be. But that's if you have the freedom to make the choices that are necessary. If you're always worried about what everybody else is going to think about your decision-making process, you're trapped. You're not free. One of the biggest turning points in my life was when I realized that I really don't care what people say. And then it developed into realizing that if people were telling me that I was nuts and I was crazy, that was even better because it told me that I was on the right track. But the bottom line is this. Once I made that connection between not giving a shit what other people would say or would think because it was altering my decision-making process, that's when the light turned on. That's when I realized I was free. That's when I became successful in pretty much all areas of my life. So what's the key to freedom? Stop giving a shit what people think or people say about you. Rock and roll.
Before the noise, before the scroll, before the world starts asking for everything you've got, some people are already at work. Not for attention, not for applause, for clarity, for strength, for focus, for the discipline to meet the day on purpose. Different lives, different routines, same standard. And when that kind of intention comes together, it becomes more than a morning. It becomes a signal. Mornings in the lab. Different mornings, one signal. All right. Good morning, everybody. Mike is making stuff. Brother, what do you mean you got to go? Oh, I thought you said I have to go. Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the big show we call Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. You're here with Keith and John and Charlie and Mike and Petro and Sullivan and the entire gang out there in the Mornings in the Lab community. We got Archie on the buttons. We got Jimmy. Actually, we got Jimmy on the buttons. We got Archie on the words. And we don't know where the hell Melissa is this morning. Oh, Jimmy, is Melissa flicking this morning? I think Melissa's out there flicking somewhere this morning. We got Cheryl Whitaker dropping her show today. We got Dwayne out there in the comments. And we have had a fun conversation from what happens when one band member goes. Is the band still called the band, or is it just, does it change? I don't know, all that. Plus a bunch of other ridiculous stuff on the table. Hour 2 up next. Hey, Rico, hour 2, it starts right now on Mornings in the Lab with...
Every man eventually learns strength is not what he used to lift. It is what his body still lets him do without hesitation. Can you get off the floor, carry something awkward? Can you climb stairs? Can you catch your balance and recover without your whole week falling apart? Midlife exposes the gap between looking capable and being capable, because real life tests mobility, power, balance, endurance, and durability daily. The goal is not proving you are still 25. It is protecting the freedom to travel, play, help, work, and lead. So the question is not how strong were you then? It is, what should your body still be able to do now?
All right, guys, we're talking a little bit about midlife strength, mental strength, physical strength, moving, and strength is strength, right? Progressive training, consistent effort, and measurable numbers remain the clearest way to maintain it. There's one thing I have truly been enjoying since I've been heading back into the gym has been this idea of just pushing heavier weight, but also not focusing on what the numbers were that I got the ego or got the old body going years ago, right? So to me, when I look in the mirror today, I'm training for life, training for that age strong philosophy that I have. It's not a scoreboard, it's not the mirror, although it is also still the mirror, because the mirror is what keeps me going, right? So and because I guess in my mind, when I look in the mirror, it helps me see tomorrow and see down the road. But guys, what are you doing? What are you doing for that midlife strength situation? I'm kind of curious to know, Sullivan, what you're doing these days as you get up and get after it. Mike is making stuff. What are you doing? And it's interesting because when we were talking to our buddy yesterday, is it Christopher? He himself called out that he was having struggles getting going again. And it's interesting. Johnny, I think you're listening to me. But I don't know if you noticed, but we didn't have Dan Schlund this morning on the show. Dan had a doctor's appointment for his son that he had to take his son to today. So, it's interesting because I think myself in that situation, I still would have found a way to make this work, right? Because I think from my point of view, this still becomes like a 5 minutes excuse. Right, when somebody could have still showed up for the 5 minutes is what I think. So, Jimmy, let's bring Johnny back up as he gets into the lab here this morning. Hey, you notice that Dan Schlund wasn't here this morning. So Dan Dan his son had a doctor's appointment. So he sent me a text yesterday, said he wouldn't be here. Now, I know that life comes up. I have a different point of view on it. I still think that even if our kid has a doctor's appointment, the kid can go into the doctor's appointment. You can still get out of the car and still do the 50 movements and check in. So I not judging Dan, but I think what happens is why most people can't be consistent, because they can't adjust. Do you agree with me?
I mean, at some point, most people are going to find a reason that they believe
bingo
is important enough
bingo
not to handle themselves. But what I see is that the son sees the chink in the armor by not following through.
Yes.
And I think that's far worse than whatever he might have. And there's too many ways to that it could have somehow been patched through. He could have said, okay, you got to get me on in the first 5 minutes. You got to get me on. You know what I mean? It was just, I can't show up, as I understand it. There was no problem solving involved in the message.
I'm not going to lie to you. I was disappointed. I can't make it at this time. What if you said, I can't make it this time? Can we squeeze me in? I'm with you, brother. I'm and I want to have this chat with Dan when he shows up next time. But his note was, hey, big guy, my son has a medical procedure tomorrow during our time, so I won't be there tomorrow. That was it. It was and where I
got on his phone.
What's what I mean? Like he could have drove up to the dentist. It was a dentist thing. Could have drove to the dentist, said, son, go in. I'll be in 3 minutes. I'm gonna call into John and Keith, do my movement, and go in. Like to me, it's a mindset. So let's continue this. What peps have done for me personally have added a level of discipline, because intentional discipline, because there's something about it that seems, I'm going to use the word serious, but it's like, okay, I'm putting a pin in my body. I'm measuring out some liquid. Like there's things that I have to do. It's not just nonchalant. So when I, and if I'm going to go through all the effort of that, why wouldn't I do with everything else properly? When I hear Dan's excuse, it just tells me that that's the first excuse of many. And it disappoints me, frankly, because he didn't try to find a way around it. It was just, can't do it. You know,
and you can lead a horse to water, but you can't always make him drink.
I also thought this too. I believe that fellow is probably your perfect avatar, isn't it? Like I was thinking of this yesterday. I think Dan Schlund is actually your avatar. Am I wrong? You know better than me. Like, he not?
He needs to establish. We're establishing with him. We're trying to establish him right now what he needs before he comes to me. I'm not a hand holder.
No, I know you're not. No, I guess for me though, is that like the avatar that Danny's, his situation in life, I guess for me, I was thinking it would be typically the guy that approaches you, but you're saying to me, yes, but he's already gotten to a point where he needs it. He's already said, help me.
Well, he fits most of the check. Most of the boxes are checked.
Yes.
But he's not putting any effort in. I can't give you that. I can give you the shit that's going to help your effort.
Yes.
But I can't give you the effort you're not putting in. That's your job.
Yeah. You know, Charlie, you raised a good point, but let's talk about it. Is it the first time he missed? Family comes first? No. So Charlie, you're right, except isn't the family himself his own mirror first? That's kind of how I would look at it, right?
But this is not, my son was in a fucking borderline fatal crash. He's in the fucking ICU. I'm going to go, this is a procedure that could have been worked around with his phone.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, family first, 100%. If there's a real situation, by all means, I agree with that. But I don't believe that this is a situation that should have gotten in the way.
I had an epiphany last night. So I was going to bed and I'm thinking to myself, we always talk about the snooze alarm in the morning. And if you ask somebody, John, are you late for work? Are you late for an airplane? Oh, no, fuck, I never miss a flight. All right. Are you late for work? No, I'm never late for work. You late for a date or late? No, I'm never late for any of that. Yet.
Just late for yourself.
I was like, wait a minute. The most important thing you can do for yourself is to put yourself to bed so you can live longer. Yet we as humans always negotiate ourself out of the most important thing, which is ourself. Man, did I was like, I smacked myself in the mirror last night. I was like, dude, like, because my alarm went off to go to bed. Because I have an alarm set up. I have an alarm on my phone. It's bedtime, right? I have it go wind down and goes off at 8:30, and I go to bed between 8:30 and 9. So, and I was going to bed, and I'm thinking to myself, wow, like for every minute I go past it, I'm actually telling myself that it's not important to me. I wouldn't do that for an airplane flight. I'd be fucking going to bed. I got to get to my flight. And I'm using this as metaphors because all humans do it, Johnny. We do. Everybody fucking does it. Oh, I can't miss my flight.
Not all.
No, I'm making. You know what I'm saying?
The majority.
Yeah. I'm of course making
all of the average thinking.
Yes. Yeah. I really kind of giggled about it to myself. I'm like, wow. You know, we will make every excuse to get to the airport on time, but we'll make every excuse not to go to bed on time. It's true.
I mean, it just comes down to, you know, when you have a certain rhythm and it becomes normal to you, it's very easy.
Well, so we talked. I don't know if I told you this yesterday. I have certainly been finding a rhythm here. My rhythm, it's like I know how my rhythm flows from like 4 a.m. till 4 p.m. I found it yesterday, brother. 4 p.m. came and I'm like, okay, I'm in this rhythm. Like, fuck, man. I'm going to tell you this. My last 2 days, my afternoons, my energy, my productivity been through the roof. Like, seriously.
It sounds like you've had a nice shift in brain chemistry, probably from your little bit of stacking gratitude, keeping your brain where you need it to be so you can have those productive days versus getting yourself all fucking wound up or you have to check out.
100%. But again, intentionally being aware of it, like journaling it and talking about it. And it's actually been the great, like I'll just start this thing up and just have it aside and I'll just start talking. Right. And it's funny because at the end of the day, John, I will have accumulated thoughts that I will have forgotten about. And it's like, yeah, I remember this. Like, oh yeah, right. It's like writing something down at 2 o'clock and then forgetting about it and coming back later at night. Right. So I've really been enjoying
what is the AI? What does your AI say when you say to it, you know, where were you when I was 11 when I had no one to talk to? Right. What did it say to that?
I'll ask it today. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, ask it today. You know, fuck, man. You know, when I really needed you, I was on the fucking playground alone. Where were you then?
Where were you then, motherfucker? Where were you then? Oh yeah. Hey Jimmy, run the opener for the peptide desk. I want to have a conversation with Johnny on the peptide desk this morning with Keith and John.
Before we start, this peptide desk is educational. We discuss ideas, research, and observations, not treatment plans, prescriptions, or instructions for your body.
We examine what peptides may do, what evidence exists, and where the hype outruns the facts. Curiosity is welcome. Blind imitation is not.
Everything you hear at the peptide desk comes from John's personal experience, research, and observations. It reflects his decisions and results, not yours.
This is not clinical advice. Before using peptides or changing medications, hormones, or treatment, speak with a qualified medical professional who knows your history.
Yes, my smile, the handsome chief smile just got bigger. I see my baby in the comments. Good morning, my love. Good to see you out there. Archie, we're going to talk a little bit of...
hold on. Does Lauren call you the handsome chief?
Of course she doesn't.
So let me ask another question. Does anybody but you call you the handsome chief?
No, just Keith. Just the other Keith. Just the Keith that calls the handsome chief the handsome chief. Hey Arch,
I bet you programmed your AI to call you. Your AI calls you the handsome chief. That's why I like that fucker so much, huh?
No, the AI is like, no, you're not the fucking handsome chief. You're Keith. I'm like, oh, okay. It's funny because sometimes Archie or Jimmy will message me and Jimmy will say, hey Keith. I go, no, it's the handsome one, and he fucking laughs back to me. So. Oh, I love it. Hey, Johnny. So, Archie, I want to talk a little bit of, we're going to talk a little peptides, Archie. We'll cut this up. So, Johnny, what we're doing is we're taking some of our stuff from the show. And obviously, X performs quite well with the stuff we talk about. So, we're trying some shit on X on the peptide desk and going to start cutting some clips up. I want to talk CAG with you, brother. Let's talk CAG for a few minutes. So, I've been researching, not obviously researching myself with it yet, but I want to talk to you about your experiences with it. It's coming from a Novo, not from Eli, a brand new product, not a GLP. What has your experience been with on CAG?
So
what is like this? Yeah, I don't know if you caught that. Did you get that question? Yeah, you got it.
First, it's to kind of understand the mechanism. So it has a. So I guess to put like this, the GLPs, they have their function, right?
Yep.
Retta came along, but they turned down the part where your appetite suppression is so strong. People don't like that because they're so used to, well, fuck, I still want to eat something. Well, fuck, it's not supposed to just turn you off, but they have a hard time with that. So they keep taking Retta up higher and higher because it wasn't programmed to do that. So CAG comes in. Well, so people would a lot of times start mixing GLP-1s. Fucking bad idea. You're downgrading your Retta is what you're doing with that.
Well, that's what I thought. So, I've read my reserch. I go, somebody's doing tirzepatide and Retta or semaglutide and Retta.
They're down. The Retta is only gonna be able to operate. They're a team. You just put a fucking really weak teammate in the game. It's an average of the team members now.
Of course. So, yeah, of course.
Caglintide comes along, not a GLP-1, different function. Its signal is to go to the brain. I believe it's called the yamulin receptor.
Yes.
And it's basically just saying you're full, you're full, you're full. So it's another way to kind of settle down that whole thing of feeling like you want to eat without downgrading your Retta.
Got you. So so researchers are stacking retatrutide and CAG at the same time, right? I'm talking generically. That's what researchers are doing, right?
Yep.
So,
my own personal experience, how I use it, like I'll use it around, like for example, last set of holidays. I know that during the holidays, I'm going to be around a lot of food I'm normally not around. I know those decisions are going to be a little bit harder. So I brought in CAG on top of my Retta to basically. So it was probably about a month, maybe 6 weeks I did it. And I've done it more times than that. I did a little before the 4th of July.
Yeah.
So I use it more of like when I know that I'm going to be in harder situations, it makes it easier to negotiate those harder situations.
Seriously?
Yeah. I find that the ratio, anywhere between 5-1 and 3-1. So 5 parts Retta, 1 part CAG.
Okay. Interesting. So I'm trying to get some clarification. So is it like a decrease in a food noise, or is it a decrease in an interest, or when you're?
It's almost like if your brain is sending out a signal saying you're full.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah.
Kind of different. You're reaching for the mechanisms of Retta. It's got its own mechanism in a different way. That's why it works well. If you're basically that's why people think, oh well, great, I'll just bring tirzepatide back in too, because it'll then stiffen up that signal. But you're downgrading Retta in the process.
Yes. Yeah.
So we're stiffening up the signal by using a different receptor. What I mean by that was stiffening up, meaning you have more of the feeling like it's easier not to eat at all. So again, remember the sweet spot is, and I had to be careful of that, because when it was time to eat, if I was having trouble eating, that means I was using too much CAG. And I did that to myself on purpose to understand the ratio. Like at 3-1, it was fucking hard to eat.
Well, okay, that's what I wanted to.
I wasn't finishing the food that I know that I should have been able to finish.
So that's what I want to ask you when you say having a hard time to eat, as in you had to like quote unquote choke it down, like just to get water to get it down, or like your body it's not going down.
My stomach was the signal you're full was so much it was making me feel I'm not talking about it's a kind of a pain in the ass to get it down. That's okay.
Okay.
I'm talking about this. This is uncomfortable. My stomach hurts. I don't feel well. This is not the quality of life I want.
Got you.
That's the difference. Because listen, we're all going to have one fight. Fuck, I'm fighting not to eat too much, or you're going to have to lean into not eating too much or lean into eating enough. I'd rather lean into eating enough because I've fought that other battle a long time and I've lost that far too many times.
Yes.
So I'm happier knowing that I can be, this is a pain in the ass, but this pain in the ass is much smaller than the other one.
Yeah. So I'm 40 days on my research now. I was talking with Lawrence last night. I've had 0 adverse effects. 0. Normal in your experience working with people? Because you hear people
if they're properly coached.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Thank you for that.
It's information based.
It is information.
You go read all the war stories. It's because those people are just fucking haphazardly. Oh, well, my neighbor did it like this.
Well, you know what?
The neighbor's on 5 milligrams of Retta. He didn't tell you started off with 2. So you go take 5 milligrams and now you're fucked up.
But I think that's why what I said to you a number of minutes ago, what Peps has done for me, and again, Laura and I were talking about it last night, it's added a level of discipline to, like, I'm a disciplined dude. We know that. You know that. People that know me, I'm a disciplined person. This has added a new level to me though, because I want to hit my marks. Boom, boom. Right. So to me, a mark it's 5 milligrams. It's not fucking 3 and a 4. It's 5. Right. So I'm using that as like a mental mark for myself, because if I'm measuring something, it's not haphazard. You know what I mean? It's like, I want to do it properly, or why the fuck do it at all? And that's where I get frustrated with folks. It's like I talk business or I talk this, like I'm a competitor. This to me is like being competitive. If I'm building a business, I'm competing. If I'm in athletics, I'm competing. Well, if I'm going to do this, I'm doing it right, or I'm not doing it at all. And that's just how that's just how I am. So when I hear people bitch and complain about their experiences with it, I'm like, I've had no bad experiences with it. I've gone to bed and I'm eating good foods and
Well, explore this thought process.
Talk to me.
And usually when I say explore, you follow up with a stiff no. So thank you for not saying that.
Talk to me.
So you're this big shift that you had. I mean, you're totally correct in everything you're saying, but there's another line of thought that you might want to explore a little bit.
Yeah.
So you're moving ahead faster, more efficiently, more intentionally. And part of that is what you said, but another part of it is the fact that you're not battling this force, this opposition that used to distract the shit out of you.
Yes.
So with that gone, the resistance for you to move the way you want to is less.
Yes.
That makes sense. Like for me,
100%.
food was always a fucking huge distraction. Huge.
Yes.
Eliminate that distraction. All of a sudden you're propelling faster forward just by removing an obstacle or turning the volume on that obstacle way down.
Yes. I track with you. Yes.
Yeah. So that right there, if you think about it, it's because we both suffer from the same thing, the food noise. Now that you understand, if you think about how much food noise got in your way of distraction, now it's not just that one element alone, not to mention all the other shit that you talked about. So there's a piece right there. See, people don't have everything you talked about. This then can be that first step in them actually, holy shit, I can do this.
Well, and this is where I get frustrated because unless you're an addict or somebody that struggles with the shit I do or you do, you don't know. Like you actually don't know. You don't know what it's like to fucking battle with crazy decisions, nonstop about your brain wanting to take you in a direction and just do self-sabotaging behavior, like just nonstop.
Yeah.
Like
with food, there's a lot. I mean, granted, people don't have the same thing we have, but like listen to Cheryl talk.
Yes.
She doesn't, I don't know anything. She hasn't really talked anything about being major addictive or unless I've missed it, but she's got food noise. So the average person deals with food noise because our fucking food is, I mean, they make it addictive.
Oh, no question. 100%. Well, it's funny.
So the food noise thing is, I mean, not to the same extent as for us, but that's a fucking huge problem in America.
Yes. Well, it's funny. We had Laura and I went for dinner a couple nights ago to our local shop here, had some chicken and salad, and they start off with a little bowl of soup, chicken fucking soup, and of course MSG in it. Tasted so good, but there's your point, right? About the addictive shit, right? Because that salt and the how it tasted. And Lauren's like, oh yeah, for sure MSG. I'm like, oh yeah, for sure MSG in it, right? Because you just fucking know it is, right? So, but yeah, it's but yeah, I'm really. The research is fascinating to me. I guess I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I'm enjoying having the conversations. I'm enjoying sharing with others. And exploring has been really fun. It's been certainly fun for sure. And like I said, the discipline for me has been really helpful. Intentional discipline is what it is.
Yeah. Well, these conversations that we have, I try to break, and it's kind of my whole thing even in my coaching with this. I try to break this stuff into the most simple, easy to understand, takeaway type, conversation, because if there's, you go and read something, it's research, you don't understand it.
No.
And then people get confused and they default to just doing what the neighbor did.
100%. That's why I'm saying, like, I've been journaling and tracking 40 days of doing this, zero adverse effects. Like I've had zero nausea from doing my Retta. I've had zero constipation. I've had zero, like I hear people like not sleeping because of Retta. I've had zero of that, Johnny. I've had no, knock on wood, but I've had,
and the instructions that I gave you for Retta, think about the instructions I gave you for Retta. It's in a text, it was that long.
I know. Yeah. Yeah.
You had, and most people, they don't have any of that direction. So they're just taking this, they're just like they're in a dark room, throwing a fucking dart, not even knowing where the goddamn dartboard is.
Well, I believe that. And you read, and then because I read, I read and I research, and you see the researchers leaning into, well, third stage trials, people are averaging 12 milligrams. I'm like, holy fuck, I'm doing 3, right? So if somebody reads that and jumps right to 12, no wonder they're fucking sick. And you know what I mean? Like I'm learning from you and just learning from this space that I can see why people get the results they have if you're not doing it quote unquote properly.
Yeah, like with with what we did with you, we got you to a pretty decent level. It took a few weeks, but the fact that there wasn't a bunch of back and forth and you feeling comfortable made it a very fucking easy ride, and that's the difference.
Yes, I was talking with Lauren last night. I do know, like, my experience on Reddit now is different than what it was a few weeks ago. Like but I'm managing it. Right. Because
that's part of the beauty is now you get to start to rework all of these patterns in your life.
Yes. Yes. Instead
like
of just
the eating before bed for me.
Yes.
Is that whole thing is gone. I've been able to rework my patterns of life on this. And I broke a habit that I've been trying to break for fucking decades.
And that's a win, isn't it, brother? That's a win, right? Right there. And yeah, that's a win. I'm going to get you out of here. Sullivan says, I want to take a consistent low dose of Retta without mixing. I don't have any patience with mixing, titrating. Sorry. When Sully, I'll offer on behalf of Johnny. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think you jump onto a low dose and there is no mixing. You find yourself probably what, Johnny, 0.5 milligram or a week kind of thing, or 1 milligram a week, and just low dose away. I'm not trying to offer advice, just you're saying low dosing. Maybe that's the way to go about it. There's no mixing along, Johnny.
Well, the first, like per example, the first time when I took it, when I was testing, I took 750 micrograms, which was only less than 1 milligram.
Holy
shit. Way too much for my first time.
Wow.
But keep in mind, before I could develop my system, everybody's, first week, take 1 milligram. Second week, if you're take 2 milligrams, and they're stepping up 1 milligram a week. Well, fuck, I didn't make it past the first fucking one. Like, I don't want to fucking feel like this again.
Yes. Yeah. And again, there's the difference having a 50-year-old having a conversation than a 20, 30, 40, maybe somebody who hasn't been around. You know, it's like I use the example and somebody says, so Keith, who are you working with? And I'll say, well, I have a roofer that's been working on a roof for 40 years. He's an expert. Oh, yeah. Well, I got a guy who's been in the body space for 40 years. He's an expert. Oh, yeah. Right. So again, you equate the expertise really quickly. Right. So, and that's what I've appreciated about our journey, not just, you know, here we go. No, hold on. Jimmy, let's take us back. What do you got there for the vintage? Oh, here we go there. Look at this picture. This is the throwback to the Terminator, 1999. Look how young Arnold Schwarzenegger looks in this picture, Anderson. Look at him back there on the top. This is 1999. Nation, look at the screen on this one.
Almost didn't even recognize it. Had you not said what it was, I don't know if I would have picked it out.
I know. I saw this and I was like, at first, I'll go, wait a minute. I was like, holy smokes, that's actually Arnold Schwarzenegger back there. And that's James Cameron. But Arnold does not look how small he looks, Johnny. His face.
Well, back in those days, that was actually fucking big.
I know, because he was.
We'd never seen it. We'd never seen anything like that before.
I know. Hey, Petro's doing 50 push-ups and 50 air squats now. Anyway, good job, Petro. Attaboy, Petro, getting after it. Hey, Jimmy, what do we got for John before you go?
Hey, John, before you go, contestant 35 steps out in blue trunks so tight they deserve their own security detail. He looks down, grabs the front, and starts adjusting like he's trying to disarm a tiny, shiny bomb. Then the stage lights hit just right, and suddenly the judges are seeing way more definition than the scorecard asked for. Even he can't keep a straight face. He's posing, smiling, and laughing like his trunks just told the punchline first. The internet says he got excited, but honestly, those trunks are working harder than his delts under that lighting. Hey, John, if your outfit ever gets its own viral moment, do you finish the routine or bow out with dignity?
Jump to the ground as the turbo slows to cross the borderline.
Got me singing. Look at that. Definitely not a pitch that I'm gonna hit.
Oh my God. Hey, so I saw this clip. I suspect this happens never because men are on stage in those situations. There's no arousal happening. So however this was happening on that situation, I'm thinking that it was humorous, it was funny, but I'm thinking for the most part, Johnny, this doesn't happen because when you're up there, the equipment is sitting there in the pocket and we're not doing our thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's I guess there's a couple of things. Number one is, his trunks were not really set up for a misfire.
Yes.
Too much room in those things.
Not set up for
the gay brother said it was tight. That's too loose.
Well said of words, not set up.
But then the flip side is my guess is very lower level, maybe a natural competition, because once you start bringing if you competed and you really went the distance to get in the type of condition, there's some shit that's not working for the last few weeks. So you'd be fucking like, oh Christ, you're going to stand up for me. This is great news.
That's why I was saying that I'm suspecting in other situations the equipment is not cooperating because it's not able to at that time. So I have been around the planet long enough to know how that works as well. So I thought, and you're right, probably a natural competition because he looks more like the handsome chief than like somebody else who is not the handsome chief. So that's there you go.
And I shouldn't say natural or obviously
I know what you mean.
It's pretty low level.
100%. I know what you mean. Absolutely.
I mean, he looks like a guy that's in fucking great shape. Like if you look at his legs, they're not really there. He's got great abs. He's in great shape, but he might be one of those guys that can get there pretty easily. His stuff would still work pretty well.
And he had some laughter with it. So, which is good because at the end of the day, we all have them. All men have them, yet we all speak about them. Hey, what are you doing today? When you get out of here, what are you doing? What's on your agenda? What are you accomplishing today?
I got to work on the big thing that I have to work on today is getting a bunch of information prepared for my tax lady.
Oh God, really?
Which is never very fun, but I've got it down to a system, but it's at the same time, It's just, with multiple companies, it starts getting fucking confusing. Like I have to be well rested to give her the snapshot she needs to do her thing.
So Nation, let's look at the calendar this week. So Johnny has knocked off the DMV on Monday and the tax lady on Wednesday. Highlights of John Anderson's normal life week. The DMV and the tax woman. Fuck, man, that's horrible for anybody, actually.
Well, the fun side of it is I get a pretty good look at the companies from the inside out. So there is some fun to it.
Yeah. That's awesome. Awesome.
But I mean, would I prefer to be doing some other stuff? Yes.
Yes. Yeah. That's awesome.
I set it up on a day where Terry's going to be, she'll be in the beauty shop or whatever the fuck they call that thing all day.
Yeah.
So I think it's a perfect day to do it.
Nicely done. Cool. Hey, I got some CAG coming, so I'm gonna talk to you about that. I wanna give that a shot when see how that plays out for me. So
I think we don't want to do it prematurely.
No,
I wait until it's needed. Yeah.
Well, that's why I was taken aback. I didn't expect you to answer how you answered, where you used it in situations. I didn't think about it that way. Actually, I never thought about it how you would use it that way instead of just so because my assumption was incorrectly was that you added it to like your normal stack, but you're not. You're introducing it in situations where you feel like it could be a tool that can help you.
Well, you can like if you get to the point where you're using like borderline too much Retta. Yeah. This is a great way to settle your Retta back.
Yeah.
By bringing this in as part of a normal thing.
Well,
but if you're not there, then you use it to like I'm more of a situational guy, but I'm getting ready to I shouldn't say getting ready. I'm getting the situations that are turning into longer stretches. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So, but ultimately it's come down to when you don't feel like you're getting what you want from Retta, like you go up and nothing really changed. That's when you realize, okay, it's time. Like for me in those situations, I could have bumped my Retta up and it wouldn't have done what I wanted it to do. So I went this route.
When we say about it's not doing what we want it to do, what does that mean? Like not making it.
In those situations, I was looking for more of the feelings like you had in the beginning.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah.
Like it just doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. Right. And it's pretty, unfortunately, you're probably never going to experience that. In the beginning, it was just like,
it's
voices are off, doors are closed.
Yeah.
You probably will never experience that again, but you're not supposed to.
No. And the goal is not to want to chase that feeling. It's like that first fucking.
Exactly. The goal is as it starts to as it comes now, the voices come back. Now let's learn to manage these things when it's a conversation rather than a fucking yelling match.
Yes, because because I was wondering like what, because in my head I'm asking myself like how do you not how do you know, because that's not the right question, but how do you know when you want to go up or when you want to go down? And that's in my opinion that's just part of having to learn to enjoy the process, because there is not a right or a wrong. It's not a boom done. You got to learn how to figure it out.
Well, it's very individually based. Like you're going to be at a certain point, you'll be like, okay, I've done some great management here, but I need some more help with finishing my management job. So we'll bump it up, take some pressure off, let you continue your work. And at some point, the bump ups just won't give you back. They won't lower the volume much. Then it's time for CAG.
And then, John, does that also show in the results, like in the mirror, on the scale, in the men's, like all that too? Or is that just the byproduct of it all? You know what I mean? Like somebody's saying it's not working. In other words, it's not working in air quotes. I'm not saying that, but somebody would say it's not working. I got to bump it up, or I got to increase my food, or I got to increase my output. Like, is that
usually when people with Reddit, when people say it's not working, because they're only judging the feeling in the stomach. All the other things are still doing great. Blood's getting better. Still, the glucagon receptor is still working. They're just judging one piece.
Yes. Yeah, because we do plateau on it, right? Eventually, I'm thinking.
I mean, it'll get to the like for me. I've been on it for a chunk now, and it's still makes a massive difference.
Yeah.
Massive, just but just not like it did in the beginning.
Like it did in the beginning, yeah.
And so then CAG is that bargaining chip that you can bring in situationally at first, and then after that. Okay, I don't want to go to 10 milligrams of red. I want to stay at 6. So I'll bring in CAG to keep myself from going up.
I got you.
Like I did a test on that from 6 milligrams, and I went to 10 for 2 weeks. Right?
Yeah.
And it's funny enough, it did create that feeling, but very short-lived.
Interesting.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Interesting. Cool.
So there's a certain point you're just not gonna. You're chasing something that it's like the first time that you have sex or the first time you do a drug.
Yes.
You trying to chase the first is always a bad deal.
Yeah, but from my point of view, if I'm eating whole foods and getting my sleep, and that tool is just doing its thing, I'm not like I don't want to be relying on the tool. I want to be having the tool help me do everything else.
100%. 100%.
Different point of view on it. Yeah.
100%. That most people don't have that.
No, the tool is the support, because I want to know that if I don't have the tool, I can still succeed or try to succeed. Right? That's the goal, right? Yes.
It's you. Once you break some habits and you instill some new ones, then you don't need this agent to continue to live your life in a way that's doing the job, that's helping you do the job.
Yeah. Great conversation, man. I've kept you way over time. Thank you. Enjoy your tax work today.
Yes, you did. Jesus Christ.
Enjoy your tax time today. Send my love to Ben. Get the hell out of here. Love you, pal. We'll see you later.
Have a good loop, my brother.
All right, Johnny's out of here. Good morning, everybody. You're left with me. Yeah, just me and the handsome one. Oh, that's me. Jimmy, it's me. All right. I see all your comments, Sullivan. I appreciate that. I see your comments as well. Mike is making stuff. Yes, we are. We'd like to get into the Reddit the peptide talk, the Kagler-Tide, all the peptides we're leaning into on this conversation daily, weekly here on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and Friends. All right, I got a few moments here. I'm going to step on over there to evacuate the bladder, and then I want to come back and have a little chat about bringing back some shame to wrap up this morning's big episode of Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and Friends. Guys, we need to bring back the shame.
We've spent years learning how to accept people. Somewhere in that progress, we stopped challenging behavior that makes life harder for everyone.
Dignity means we protect people from humiliation. It doesn't mean every impulse, outburst, or private moment deserves a public audience.
We used to feel embarrassed when we crossed a line. Now we rebrand crossing the line as honesty, confidence, or personal truth.
That shift costs us trust. When nobody can be corrected, families, friendships, workplaces, and communities start absorbing behavior nobody should normalize.
The problem isn't that people have identities. The problem is pretending every criticism of behavior is an attack on identity.
Shame can be cruel when it targets who someone is. It can be useful when it interrupts what someone is about to do.
A healthy society needs boundaries before consequences get bigger. A healthy person needs that inner voice before damage becomes somebody else's burden.
Keith's about to talk about shame differently, not as punishment, but as the reminder that we're not alone in the room.
Jimmy, Archie, Nation, I think we need to bring back the shame. Yeah, there. I just said it out loud. Oh, I thought Keith was kind. Yeah, I am a kind guy, but I still think we need to bring back the shame. And before everybody loses their fucking minds, I'm not talking about shaming people for who they are. No, I'm talking about humiliating somebody because, well, no, let's reframe this. I'm actually not going to talk about humiliating somebody because of their body, maybe their sexuality or their mental health, their mistakes, or where they came from. No, this is not about that kind of shame. No, I'm talking about the kind of shame that used to stop people from behaving like complete idiots. You know what I'm talking about, Jimmy. That little internal voice that drove somebody and said, oh, maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe I shouldn't say this, or maybe I just shouldn't make everybody else deal with my bullshit. And that voice appears to be gone. I don't think that voice is actually in anybody's head anymore, because people used to be embarrassed when they were caught lying. Yep. Now they double down. True. Think about it. People used to be embarrassed when they didn't know what they were talking about. Now they start a podcast. That's the other thing that seems to happen. And Jimmy, people used to be embarrassed by desperate attention seeking. Now they call it building a personal brand. You see, we film ourselves screaming at retail employees. We record strangers without their permission. Hell, we have cameras out for every moment happening on the planet. We publicly share private family moments. We turn emotional breakdowns into content. We behave terribly, uploading the evidence ourselves, and then we come outraged when people judge us for it. Yet we do it all the time. And then if anybody says, hey, maybe that's not okay, we've got an entire vocabulary ready to protect us. But Mike, you're just being so negative. Or Charlie, why are you being so judgmental? Or you're just a hater. Or here's a good one. You're threatening my truth. No, actually, I'm not. Sometimes you're just behaving like an asshole. Yeah, true story. And you know what? Somebody needs to tell you, and I'm telling you right now. Because we've confused accepting people with accepting every single thing that they do. And those are not the same thing. Listen, you deserve dignity as a human being. Of course you do. Your behavior does not automatically deserve applause, though. Dignity, but not automatic applause because of your behavior. And every impulse, it doesn't need to be expressed. Every opinion, we don't want to hear it. Every private moment doesn't need an audience. And every criticism of your behavior isn't an attack on your identity. Now, maybe shame wasn't always oppression. Maybe sometimes it was just social quality control because it reminded us that we live around other people. Yes, not in your old world, thank you. And that behavior affects them, affects us, affects everyone around us because your dignity, it matters. The privacy matters. The control, that self-control, it matters. And yes, that shame can become very self-destructive. Too much of it destroys a person. But I think we have overcorrected so aggressively in society that we've started treating the complete absence of shame as confidence. Here's the thing. It isn't confidence. Sometimes it's, Jimmy, here's that N word. It's narcissism with a ring light. Yes, it is. It's a healthy society needing boundaries. It's a healthy person needing an internal editor. And it's occasionally the editor needing to look at what we're about to say, do, film, or post and tell us. Here's an idea. Put the fucking phone down. Yeah. Maybe if there's a bad situation happening, you want to call 911. Or maybe you want to go help the person. Put the phone down. So yes, I think we need to bring back the shame. It's like, hey, Sullivan, that person's dying over there. Why are you filming them instead of hiding them? I'm sorry. Why are you filming them instead of helping them? There's shame. And it's not that kind that makes people hate themselves. No. It's the kind that reminds people that they're not the only person in the entire fucking room. Yes, I hear you, Mike. This is where being a stoic is so valuable these days. The noise of the digital age made everyone think they need to be louder. Stillness speaks. Man, I've certainly been leaning into stoicism more than ever, Mike. And there's certainly power with that, man, because there's so much noise around us. It's easy to get caught up with all that noise, right? And Mike says, I don't think they are the same thing. Shame is an external scenario. Personal truth is an internal one. I'm with you. But sometimes, Mike, I think we have to have a shaming conversation with our friends that might not so much about being shaming them. Maybe it's shaming the behavior so that we can have a conversation about them, which drives the behavior, right? So anyways, guys, we're wrapping up. Holy smokers, 2 hours done this morning. Keith and John, we had a lot of topics on the table here today. Sullivan wraps up and says, need room in one's teacup to taste someone else's tea, from Bruce Lee. Yes, I thought that was pee there. So tea works as well. All right. Well, listen, I got to go. I do. Hey, what's going on, Charlie? Good time. Good to have you in the comments. Peace, my brother. Hope you guys have an awesome day today. We're back at it tomorrow. Live on the big show. We call it Mornings in the Live with Keith, John, and Friends. I got an epic spot sitting here. We'll bring it up here tomorrow for you guys. And we got Mike saying, I find more traction in living in a way that doesn't need me to shame them. Their viewing of me shames themselves. Yes. You know what, Mike, when somebody knows you're disappointed in them or be disappointed in their behavior, that shame in their own mirror is enough, isn't it? I hear you. I hear you loud and clear. All right, guys, I appreciate every single one of you hanging out with me this morning. I saw a bunch of new people out there. I appreciate all the love, all the fun, all the comments. On behalf of Anderson, on behalf of Archie, on behalf of Jimmy, on behalf of the entire crew at Mornings in the Lab, and of course, the entire crew in the comments. Whitaker, Charlie, Sullivan, Holroyd, Mike is making stuff. We got Mildred out there. We got the entire gang. I appreciate you guys. Have a good one, nation. We'll see you tomorrow live, 8 o'clock Eastern time, right here on the Mornings in the Lab Live Authority Network. Have a good one, nation. Ciao.